Imagine stepping into a new job, and instead of flipping through an endless handbook or watching tedious training videos, you're immediately welcomed into a thriving community. Experienced colleagues guide you, involve you in real tasks, and encourage active participation from the outset. This is the heart of socially situated learning, brought to life through vibrant communities of practice. Socially situated learning is the concept that we learn most effectively by actively engaging within authentic social contexts. This approach contrasts starkly with traditional models where knowledge is passively received. Picture yourself learning to cook alongside an expert chef, where you not only follow instructions but also interact, ask questions, and physically practice the craft. This social context is key, making learning deeper and more meaningful. In their pioneering 1991 book, Situated Learning, Legitimate Peripheral Participation, Lave and Etienne Wenger, they argued, learning is a process of participation in communities of practice. Participation that is at first legitimately peripheral, but that increases gradually in engagement and complexity. Essentially, they recognize learning as inherently social, occurring naturally within groups, bonded by shared practices, challenges, and interests. Think of a community of practice like a series of expanding circles. At the center is the core group, the most active contributors and leaders who shape the community's direction. Surrounding them are active members, regular participants who engage in dialogue and contribute ideas. Beyond that are peripheral participants who may attend occasionally or engage passively, learning through observation. Further out, we find outsiders who are aware of the community but not yet involved. A unique role, the coordinator, helps connect these layers, fostering inclusive participation. This diagram reminds us that engagement is fluid. Members can move closer to the center over time or step back based on life, learning needs, or interests. Legitimate peripheral participation describes how newcomers become experienced members through increasing engagement and responsibility within a community. This would entail initial peripheral involvement. So beginners start at the periphery. They observe seasoned practitioners engaging in minor, less critical tasks, and they gradually understand the nuances of community practices. Second, guided development. Experienced community members provide mentorship, gradually introducing more complex tasks and greater responsibilities. This guided support allows novices to safely explore new roles without overwhelming them. Third, there is a transition to full participation. As learners demonstrate increasing competence, their participation becomes more central. They start contributing significantly to the community's collective knowledge and may even help mentor new members, thus ensuring continuity and growth within the community. Learners inevitably participate in communities of practitioners, and newcomers move towards full participation in the social cultural practices of a community. This gradual journey towards deeper involvement allows novices to progressively internalize the community's practices, norms, values, and knowledge. Over time, as learners demonstrate competence, their responsibilities increase, transitioning them from peripheral participants to central members. Ultimately, they not only master the practices, but also actively contribute to shaping the community's ongoing development. Now, communities of practice profoundly impact learning and development by fostering identity development. Participation helps individuals define their professional identities, and they provide a sense of belonging and purpose. They also encourage collective knowledge growth. So continuous social interaction allows members to collectively create, refine, and preserve critical knowledge, benefiting not just individuals, but the entire community. And they also enhance practical skills and problem-solving abilities. Real-world tasks and challenges faced within communities equip members with practical and relevant skills, fostering adaptability and innovation. So communities of practice become hubs of collaboration, innovation, and continual learning. Now, there are some challenges and complexities within this theory. For example, there are barriers to entry where novices or outsiders may find it difficult to access established communities. There may be social hierarchies or structures that are unintentionally excluding less experienced members. There could be issues of inclusivity and equity. Ensuring equitable opportunities requires deliberate effort to address issues of bias. There are challenges of sustained engagement where long-term participation can wane if members feel disconnected or undervalued. Also, there would be challenges of knowledge management. How to efficiently manage the extensive collective knowledge within a community can become increasingly complex. This graph tracks the typical life cycle of a community, from its early potential phase through growth, maturity, and eventual transformation. Communities often begin as informal ideas or shared interests. As energy builds, they coalesce, finding purpose, structure, and rhythm. Over time, they mature and become stewards of their knowledge, sometimes transforming their focus or structures entirely. Eventually, a community may wind down, but its knowledge can live on in documentation, spin-off groups, or organizational memory. Like all living systems, communities have lifespans, and this figure helps us recognize the different phases and how to support them along the way. So what are some of the practical steps for cultivating effective communities of practice? First, clearly define your domain. Articulate clearly the area or problems your community addresses. For example, NASA clearly defines domains such as robotic exploration, allowing engineers to focus and collaborate effectively on specific spacecraft technology challenges. Cultivate trust and relationships. Foster trust through transparent communication. At Google, teams regularly hold open Q&A sessions where employees can openly voice concerns and provide feedback, enhancing mutual trust and psychological safety. Develop and maintain shared practices. Open source software communities like Linux regularly update and share guidelines and coding standards, ensuring consistent practices across diverse developers. Gradually increase responsibility. We can create structured pathways for increased responsibility. In many companies, a structured career development path gradually introduces their workers to more complex projects, enabling newcomers to progressively develop expertise and confidence. Encourage reflective practices. Some hospitals and healthcare communities, they have teams that regularly hold retrospectives. They will reflect collectively on what went well and what could be improved, continuously refining their collaborative practices. Promote cross-community interactions. At some schools, parents and caregivers regularly bring together diverse perspectives, sparking new ideas about what they can do to help the school. Invest in community leadership. Many local governments, they invest in leadership development programs specifically aimed at training community leaders who facilitate effective knowledge sharing and community growth. Monitor and evaluate progress. Universities systematically evaluate its internal communities by tracking knowledge sharing activities, innovation metrics, employee engagement, student feedback, all used to optimize community initiatives. Incorporating communities of practice into educational and professional contexts dramatically reshape learning by embedding it within active, collaborative, and socially rich contexts. This approach enhances skill acquisition, fosters meaningful relationships, and sustains vibrant learning communities. Thanks for watching. If you found value in exploring socially situated learning and communities of practice, please like, subscribe, and share your experiences below. Let's continue this exciting learning journey together.